Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. My name is JC. If you haven't seen my face before, today's video is going to be a 24-hour readathon. It is currently 6:51 and I want to start this probably just at 7 as an easy start. So I will see you in 9 minutes to kick this off. Okay, it is officially 7 o'clock. So let's pick out my first read. This morning I want to just get ready for the day like I normally would. So I'm gonna pop on the audiobook Supernova. This is the third book in the Renegades Arch Enemies trilogy. I believe it's just a trilogy, and I have been loving the audiobooks. They're perfect. So let's go ahead and kick it off.
I see it in your eyes. Yeah, I can read the signs. You need to get away. It's time we make a change. Oh, you know you'll always have me. Baby, I will always stay with you. So put your trust in me. We'll work it out, you'll see. If we get in a car and drive someplace far, yeah, we could go for a ride.
Okay, finished getting ready. I've been hanging out the last 30 minutes just listening to Supernova. It's now 8:37. I am really liking this story. Once again, shocker if you watch the weekly vlogs. I've just been like, wow, what a surprise this trilogy is. Like, this is so fun. So I'm about 25% of the way through it now. And I really just like how this final story is going, because I don't know, I would have expected what was already revealed now, be revealed halfway, 3/4 of the way through, but instead it's no, now we're gonna have to be dealing with this the whole story pretty much, and I love that. So I know I didn't talk about it when I first started this video, so I wanted to give a glimpse into what this trilogy is about. Focus. Thank you. It's so gloomy out right now, so I feel like even though I have natural lighting, the camera's struggling. Anyways, so Renegades. Oh my gosh, this story. It is a YA, sci-fi, fantasy-esque type story. Seriously, please. And you are following our main character, Nova. So Nova is now 16 or something, but when she was 6, her family was being attacked, and at that point in her life, obviously very young, but she was always told that the Renegades, the superheroes, come and help you in a time of need. They will always be there for you. And obviously in a time of need, they didn't come. And so at this point, Nova is the last survivor of this, and she was taken under the wing of the leader of the anarchists, which are the villains in the story. So now Nova has this vendetta against the Renegades, and 10 years later she is now wanting to infiltrate the Renegades and take them down from within with her team of other anarchists, and they essentially all have these abilities, and they're known as the Prodigies. And so it's just very interesting to watch Marissa Meyer, the author of this story, bring to light these stereotypes of superheroes and how not all of them are altruistic and just want the good of the world and will do everything by the law and all of that. But then the other side with anarchists, where the villains, obviously you have this stereotype of they just want to hurt people, they don't care about people, but the root of what they are wanting aren't bad. It's not bad stuff. I don't know, I just really like how this world is, and I've really liked Nova. I've liked the team that she's with. All their side characters are just fun. Nova's ability is to put people to sleep, and her code name is Nightmare, her anarchist code name. And then when she's infiltrating the renegade side and pretending to be one of them, I'm still waking up, I guess, but pretending to be one of them, she has to alter her ability, because obviously she can't be I put people to sleep, and people huh. So instead she goes by Insomnia, and she says that she doesn't sleep. She's so smart too. She's so smart. And I really like this YA element of this because there is like a very tiny subplot of romance, but it is so YA. Like, I don't know, guys. I've been reading these fantasy books where, I kid you not, the girl's like 16, 17, maybe just turned 18. And the stuff they are doing in those books, I'm like, okay, well, it's confusing because like I'm so supporting you guys, but then I have to like remember, like, wait, did they say at the beginning of the book she was like 17? So this one I really like that is so targeted towards like YA, and the romance part of it is very YA. Like, it's just so cute. It's so precious. And now things are happening and I'm very scared for this last book, but it's so fun. So I'm going to continue on with this. I do want to be leaving the house today. It's going to be gloomy all day, which kind of sucks, but I think it'll be nice, like, cozy reading weather. So I'm going to take advantage of that and carry on with the day. I do have to, the thing that's holding me back from even leaving now is I have to deal with car insurance and I have to call someone about it and I have to wait a little bit. So I didn't want to like deal with that at a coffee shop. I would rather deal all the call stuff here and then leave. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm going to do. For now, I'm just going to continue listening to this book, hanging out, and I'll check in with you guys later. Okay, it's been a couple hours since we last talked. It is currently 11:24 and I am 60% of the way through Supernova. So over the last couple hours, I've honestly just been in bed, scrolling on my phone, and I dealt with my insurance stuff that I needed to. So I feel good about that now, and I want to just go do stuff elsewhere. I want to like journal, work on my reading journal, maybe update Notion as well. Just little things like that that I can do outside of my house. So I want to take advantage of like the daytime when I can do that, and I want to go ahead to a coffee shop or something. It's crazy because like 15 minutes ago, I was seeing like bits and pieces of blue skies, and I was like, oh, maybe it's gonna like clear up this afternoon. Like, I saw that was an option in the weather. No, it's now actually looking like it's about to rain. So I love that for me. But let's go ahead and head out. I just packed my bag full of some random stuff, and we'll just go see, I guess, what the coffee shop's like.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights.
Okay, I just got back home. It's like 2:15, I think. Oh my gosh. On my drive home is when I finished Supernova. One, that was just like so good. Like probably another 4-star. Like, it was equally as good as the first two. But what had me gasping at the red light was the epilogue. Oh my gosh, guys, if you have read this, please don't like comment down below because like a spoiler, but like DM me or something, because that was nuts. That was nuts. Wow. Okay. That was so fun. I'm gonna like kind of get situated and think about which book I want to pick up next, but that was so good. I need to know, based on that epilogue, if do we get any more in this world? Like, I thought there's only 3 books, but is there like a spin-off series? You know what I mean? Gosh, that was great. Okay, I'll check in with you guys whenever I pick my next book. Okay, I recently went to the library and I picked up this book. It's called Midday at the Houdini, and I believe it's like a YA fantasy. It's all about like magic. Like, this hotel is magical, and our main character, I believe her name is Anna, she like kind of gets trapped at this hotel and she needs to escape it, but she runs into a guy or a boy named Max that like lives within the walls of the hotel, and if she doesn't get out by midnight, then she's stuck there. And I think this could just be like a fun, easy read. I read the first 2 chapters, I think, yesterday, when I had read the first couple chapters of a bunch of books to figure out what vibe I was in, what mood I was in. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this next.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling.
Okay, it is currently 6:48 and I just finished Midnight at the Houdini. About like halfway through, my mom FaceTimed me, so I ended up on FaceTime with her for like 30 minutes, I feel like. But I finished this book. It was so fun. Like, it's not the same fun as the Renegades trilogy, but as just like this one-off fun story, fun magical story. Yeah, I think I'd give it like 3.5 stars. It is a YA kind of mystery, magical, whimsical story because it is about the hotel that has all this like magical, you know, secret passages, hidden doors. You go in one door, but when you try to go back out, it's like a different room. It's just interesting. And the whole concept of, you know, if you're there at midnight, then you're stuck there. Like, it was just kind of this clock element, and it's just a bunch of twists and turns and secrets revealed. It was just a fun time. Like, I recommend this if you don't want something with like a ton of depth, and not a bad way. You know how sometimes like you're just like, you just want to read a book and you just want to enjoy a fun story and have it not be that serious? That's this. There is this romance in there that I'm like, it was fun, it was fine, like just go into it like, okay. Like she's 16 now, so it's like the first bit of the story is her like 10 years earlier, like the story of like an event that she went to, an event that happened to her, and then it's like now flash forward 10 years later. But she's there for like the night, you know what I mean? And I'm like, girl, how are you like falling in love? You know what I mean? Like, you just met the guy. Let's just slow down a bit. So that's the like unrealistic part of this. I mean, besides the magical hotel, obviously. But as far as like a romance that you can't really get behind, like they're fine. Like, she's just like 16. Girl, slow down. But this was fun. I'm glad that I picked this up. It was just like a random book that I was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm going to kind of figure out the next book that I want to read. I don't know what I'm in the mood for, so I'm going to think on it. I'm also getting hungry, so I'm going to think about that and maybe pick an audiobook that I could listen to while I start like cooking anything. I don't really know. I'll update you. Okay, it hasn't been that long. It's currently 7:17, and I've been listening to Bride just for the last 20 or so minutes since we last talked, and I'm working on some dinner right now, so I'm going to continue with that, continue listening to this. I'm interested because I'm getting this from Libby because I didn't want to buy the book because I was so nervous about not liking it, so I'm glad to like just be able to rent it, you know, borrow it, whatever. So I'm going to continue listening to this, and I'll update you guys whenever I have an update or I'll get some B-roll clips of anything that I'm up to. Okay, it is currently 8:35, and I'm going to make a cake. I've had this in my like pantry for way too long, and we're just going to make it because I'm in the mood, and it gives me something to do, and it's like a thing on a timer that you get like... And I was just laying on the couch listening to this, and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, like I need to get up and do something, so we're making a cake.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. We do this every day.
Okay, I just wanted to hop in and give you guys a little update. I know that this lighting isn't the best. I know it. And I'm hoping editing JC can really help with all the tones, but I wanted to give a little update. So I realized I didn't ever talk about what Bride was about. And I mean, I knew the gist of it, but I really didn't see a lot of people like really talk about it. I saw people kind of just give their quick thoughts and rating sort of thing. Like, oh, I liked it, 5 stars. Or, oh, it was mid, 3 stars. Like, I didn't see a lot of people discuss the book. So generally, I mean, I'm not going to talk about spoilers here. It's not the point of this video. But you have a world of vampires and werewolves, and in order to help unite the two kinds, there's an arranged marriage between our two main characters. That's the gist. That's what you need to know. And it's definitely a different Ali Hazelwood book, and I'm just having fun at this point. Like, I think that's the biggest thing. I think when I read Love Theoretically, I was pretty obsessed a majority of the book, and I'm not like that with these two, but I'm really liking it. Like, I'm like, oh, like, I'm definitely entertained the entire time, and they're fun and they're different, so I'm liking it, but it's not like, oh my god, I'm obsessed, like I can't get enough of these characters, you know what I mean? At this point, 45% of the way through the book, you definitely feel that. So, you know, I don't think it's going to be a 5-star for me unless something crazy happens in the last half of this book, but I think it could still get like a 4, 4.5, depending on what happens. So, I'm liking it, and I'm going to be working on my reading journal while the rest of the cake is baking and afterwards. And then it is currently 9:10. So I'm going to just do this reading journal stuff, and I don't know. This is kind of my first thing. You guys saw me sketch it out when I was at the coffee shop earlier, and so now I'm just kind of gonna work on bringing it to life. This is fun. Okay, I will check in with you guys later.
You make me nervous. I think I might be hooked on you. I love the things you said to me. It seems like you like me too. We can take it slow, make sure we...
Okay, it is currently 11:45, and I just finished Bride, so I'll give kind of some thoughts on that. I can say that I did like Ali Hazelwood branching out of her comfort zone and not writing the like classic STEM romance we're used to seeing from her. This book, it wasn't a miss for me, but it wasn't this major hit. Like, I just came off of Love Theoretically by her, where I gave that 5 stars. I was completely and utterly obsessed. And for this, like, what did I just read? It was fun. Like, I enjoyed it the whole time. I felt like I was just listening to a fun fantasy-esque story, but I wasn't obsessing with the characters. It's not like I was really rooting for them. And to me, their romance, like, I feel like somewhere I missed the emotional connect that they all of a sudden made. Like, I felt like it was just implied all of a sudden. And I was like, where did that happen? Where did that happen? So that was my experience with that. I also have a question about all the smut. Like, what did I just read? I also want to know what people are like. How do people rate the spice levels? Because for me, I rate the spice levels based on like how descriptive those scenes can get. And Ali Hazelwood didn't make the scenes very descriptive. Like, if you know, you know. What was that? Anyways, it's not like they were crazy detailed, but I feel like there's a lot more of it in this book than there had been in her other books. And I was like, okay, I'm over it. Can we let's just move on. And I feel like that honestly took away from the story for me, and like made me like knock off ratings like 0.25, let's just keep going type thing. So that was my experience with the book. I do recommend it. I think obviously some people are absolutely 5-star reading it, and other people are like, I don't like this. Other people are kind of like me, where it's like, hey, that was kind of a fun time. It was different. That was cool. I enjoyed my time. She set up the epilogue like, we're getting another book in this universe, so I'll read it. You know what I mean? I'll read it, but it'll probably be through Libby again, where I won't be buying the book for myself. What an experience that was. That was a ride. I don't know what I want to read next. I'm gonna kind of pick up from the tiny messes that I've made, and then I'll let you know whichever book I decide on. Okay, it is currently 1 a.m. and for the last hour or so, I've been listening, reading to the Brothers Hawthorne. I took off the dust jacket, but you guys, I just love this world. I love these characters. It's so fun. I binged the first 3 books, and then this is like so confusing to me. I thought it was a trilogy, and then now there's like so many books involved. I think there's one that comes out in July, and I think another one comes out later in the year. I don't know if it's like a novella situation or what, but I just love this author, Jennifer Lynn Barnes, so much. She's so cool. Like, I just want to be her friend. So I made my thumbnail to a video. Like, that was just something I did to kind of give myself an activity, and I just finished that. So now I'm just going to kind of sit and read this and see how well I do at that. Like, I'm tired, but I'm not dead yet, so we're going to continue along. Hi. I just finished the Brothers Hawthorne. Oh my gosh, this was exactly what I needed as far as like the timing of the night, because it is currently 5:24. There we go. Look at that focus. So I feel like in order to get through that hump of like 2, 3, 4 a.m., you need Jennifer Lynn Barnes, period. Like, I love the Inheritance games. Like, those first 3 books were so good because I love, like, I wouldn't say just mysteries, but it's all about like puzzles and clues and just all these mysteries revealed, but then like every time you think you get it, there's just more. And I love that about her. I want to be her best friend. I'm like, just the way her brain has to operate to do this stuff blows my mind. Like, blows my mind. If you read The Naturals, like, that series was so cool. Just all the different pieces being put together. It's like an Ocean's 11 movie. You know what I mean? Like, they're just so good. And I'm so excited for the next book because there's stuff in here that I'm like, we didn't fully address everything in the end. Like, wait, I need some answers. So I'm very, very, very excited for the Grandest Game to come out in, I believe, July. Oh my gosh. You are primarily, yeah, that's the right word. It's getting late, you know. You're following Grayson and Jameson from this, like their kind of POVs. And then obviously you get all the other characters involved in that. But those two are kind of going on these 2 separate journeys throughout the book, and they're both so interesting. They're both so interesting, and just, I can't think of the right word. You know, it's like when you just have, does it say anything in here? Like riddles and stuff, like riddles and puzzles. I couldn't find it. I feel like that's the word I was thinking of. But it's like a bunch of just that. And it's so fun to watch that all unravel and try to put together all the different clues ahead of time. I can tell you, like, one of the things regarding Jameson, like, we're kind of hinted at something probably 25% of the way through. Like, we're given a clue. And, like, every time I thought, I was like, I can do this. I can do this. It was revealed at the end, and I was like, nope, didn't do it. Like, every time I wish I could be a Hawthorne, I'm just not. I'm just not. You know, maybe if I had Tobias Hawthorne as a grandfather, like, maybe, but I didn't. So, okay, so that said, I'm not like falling asleep right now, but at the same time, my brain doesn't like the idea of starting a book knowing I can't finish it by 7 a.m. Like, that's an issue for me. So it's currently 5:30, and I'm not gonna start a new book right now. It's kind of concerning that I'm not, like, I don't know, it's concerning I have my eyes open right now. I'm so shocked by this. I'm so shocked by this. But I'm going to see you guys after I wake up. and we'll kind of do an outro concluding everything, because at this point I'm like, what did I even read? What did I read in this video? And then I can kind of give better like concluding thoughts, ratings, all of that. So I will see you guys after I sleep. Okay, it's the next morning. It is currently, well, I say the next morning, the same day. I saw you like less than 6 hours ago. It is currently 11:15. I woke up around like 9:45 and I saw blue skies and I was like, it's a miracle the sun does exist. So honestly, I'm kind of feeling like low energy, but like on top of the world at the same time. I haven't seen the sun in a week, so this is amazing. So I want to go ahead and wrap up, conclude this video so I can go enjoy said sun. So we read 4 books in 24 hours. I want to tally up the pages real quick. Okay, so in the last 24 hours, I read 1,774 pages. So they were all pretty like long books. The shortest one being, oh, Midday at the Houdini. That makes sense. Okay, so let's go through them in the order that I read them. The first one I read was Supernova by Marissa Meyer. I gave this book 4 stars. This is the final book in the Renegades trilogy. This was so fun. I recommend this trilogy so much. It was such a great conclusion to it, but also the epilogue blew my mind and it set it up to where, I don't know, I would really like a continuation in this world. It would be so fun. So I'm definitely going to read more by Marissa Meyer. The next one I read was Midday at the Houdini by Delilah Dawson. I gave this 3.5 stars. It was just a fun time. Like, simple as that, a fun little YA story. I mean, just anything kind of magical and rooms popping up, kind of like a hotel that knows what you need in a way. Like, oh, it's only going to let you find that room if it wants you to, or it's going to kind of only take you to certain floors using the elevator if it wants you to get to that floor. You know what I mean? Like, it was just such a fun story. And then I read Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I gave this 3.25 stars. I just realized how I hadn't said it when I was giving my little spiel after finishing it. Yeah, okay, but I don't want it to be a bad 3.25 stars. It just wasn't the 5-star, 4-star, whatever that I've experienced with her other books. But this was very fun and entertaining to read the whole time. Like, if you just want something different, but your classic Ali Hazelwood, you got it. But it wasn't what I really loved. I don't know. I didn't care for the characters that much, but I was just entertained by them. I thought it was a fun story. And then the last one I read was The Brothers Hawthorne by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I finally caught up in this series situation. This is just so baffling to me. Like, I seriously thought it was a trilogy, and then she's just like, no, we just have books that keep coming. I'm like, okay. So this is following the timeline after the 3 books. And then, so you have the Inheritance Games, the Hawthorne Legacy, and the Final Gambit. And then this one as far as the timeline. And then the game, The Greatest Game. And then like The Games Untold. I want to say like those are like 2 more books that are coming. And I'm so excited. So I think The Greatest Game comes out this summer. Very, very, very excited for that. Like, I've been looking forward to that since I finished the 3rd book. But this is fun. It's following Grayson and Jameson, because in the main trilogy you're really following Avery. So here you're following the brothers, and they're going on these 2 different adventures. Classic like Hawthorne style. There's all the twists and turns. This was so entertaining. I gave this, I believe, 4 stars. I think I gave each of the 3 books, like the first 3, 4.5. So a little less here, but like 4 stars, because it's just her. Like, I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes' writing so much. I love her stories. I love all the twists and turns and clues and puzzles and riddles. It's just so magnificent to watch unfold, and I play these out like movies. Like, oh my gosh, what a world to be in. So those were the 4 books that we read in the last 24 hours. This was, I mean, it was fun to do. I'm glad that I did it. It was like chill. I feel like I did it well because I got up with no alarm. I went and like I left the house. I took advantage of just like daytime, and then I came back and I just had like little things that could kind of keep my brain occupied, not just sitting and physically reading a book the entire 24 hours, but being able to do my reading journal, baking a cake. I also did some laundry because I knew like, oh, that's something like kind of like a 45-minute cycle sort of thing that's like you just kind of keep going. And journaling in general. So I just, yeah, I feel like I successfully did it. I know I technically ended it at what, 5:30, and I had till 7. I stayed up, I think, until like 6 or so, and then I finally went to bed. So I couldn't bring myself to start a new book because I was just like, you're not gonna be able to finish it. I think I was just gonna be annoyed that I had to be like, and then I read 20% of this book. I was just gonna bother me. So I think that this was a success. Will I do it again? Probably. I find it hard to believe I would never do a 24-hour straight readathon. We all know I love all the readathons. Like I love doing like a 12-hour. That's really the main one I like because I really do like the challenge. Like I know I could do the stop timer stuff, but anyways, this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go enjoy the sunshine finally, and I will see you in my next one.